Good afternoon, friends. How are you all? It's been a while, hasn't it? March, I think. I think it was March when I last spoke to you. I think you can probably tell from the background that I'm not at home. There's been so many changes, and I think last time I spoke to you, I was saying that there was some changes coming on that I really wanted to take you along with. I wanted to take you along with me on these changes, but I couldn't because there were certain situations that were making it difficult for me to share on such a public platform. And I was also a little bit scared of jinxing it as well. I'd been trying to sell my house for 13 years, and due to complications from my ex, it was extremely difficult, and because it affected other family members, it wasn't something I felt comfortable talking about. I'm happy to say we've got over that 13-year battle, and despite the enemy's issues with it, God prevailed, and we've managed to get the house sold. We've moved on. We've moved away from the town I was very unhappy in for many, many years. We've moved away from the house I was very unhappy in for many, many years. And I feel finally out of a situation that was creating a great deal of anxiety and illness. I was quite ill for a few months, hence why I've been away from YouTube for so long. It was all down to stress. It was all down to mental health being at an all-time low, having anxiety attacks, having full-on panic attacks, and feeling extremely low. I was in a very dark place for quite a long time. I can say I'm very happy to be out of that now, and I'm hoping to get back into doing a lot more YouTube videos. I've got a lot of crafting ideas, recipe ideas, but I've also got a massive life update, really. Well, it's massive for me, a massive life update to share with you, which I'm really excited about. I keep saying me. I shouldn't. It is me and my husband. We've sold the house. We had such a bad time buying and selling in the past that if anybody knows anything about the UK buying and selling property, the system has gone out of its way to make it as difficult as possible for people to buy and sell property. Now, you will get people that will say, oh, I sold my house recently, it was a breeze. Good for you. Honestly, I genuinely am happy for you if it was easy for you, but you're in the minority. Anybody who buys and sells property in the UK, well, in England, majority of us find it very stressful, very difficult. It's made unnecessarily difficult. I found the majority of the lawyers where I lived at the time very incompetent. I've sacked many solicitors for their incompetence and had to try going with somebody else, which also caused delays as well, because you can't find a good solicitor in that area. And the battles were not just with the purchaser and the estate agent, but with the solicitor as well. We had a really rough time of it. It actually convinced me that buying another house, moving back into bricks and mortar again, and having to maybe face that again in the future was just too much for us. We both said never again. And I'm not the sort of person to say never, I'm always one that says never say never, because you just don't know. But for us to buy and sell property again is something that we just can't face. We can't cope with that. So we've decided to be mobile and live as freely as what we can, freely as possible. We've bought the most beautiful camper van. It's been converted. It's a beautiful Peugeot Boxer that's been professionally converted. We love it. It's fixed bed. It's got fridge, cooker, oven. Well, it's got a hob, oven, grill. Beautiful fridge with a little freezer inside it. We've got 2 leisure batteries, solar panels. We've also got a jackery as well with a solar panel for when we're wild camping. Wild camping's illegal in England, I know, but you know what I mean. Like when we're going around Scotland and, you know, we might just park up somewhere where we're allowed to park up. If we're off electricity, you know, we can be off grid is what I'm trying to say. Not necessarily wild camping, but being off grid. It's fabulous. It's got a massive water tank, which keeps us going for quite a while. In fact, I don't think we've run out of water yet. I think, yeah, we ran out once. And that was because we hadn't filled it up properly. It wasn't because we'd used water, you know, too much water. So we live in a camper van with our 2 dogs. Yes, I know. 2 big German Shepherds. We must be crazy. But we've also bought this place, which is a static caravan, which is on it's holiday and residential here. And we stay here as a base for, you know, coming back to have a luxury shower. I have a washing machine and a dryer here as well, so luxury for me to come back and do my laundry. Although the bed in the camper is really comfy, the bed at the static caravan is even comfier, so we do come back here regularly. I've got really good internet in my camper van, so I can actually, as well as in here, so I can work while I'm travelling remotely. We don't go too far at the moment because Andy works 4 or 5 days a week now. He's gone from 6 days a week to 4 days a week mostly now, and then the rest of the time he might work a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then we're off somewhere. We were at Ben Nevis last week, a week before. Yeah, we were at Ben Nevis 2 weeks ago. We were in a couple of different places in Scotland. We've been around Cumbria, a few places in Cumbria, and loved Penrith the other week. We've been to Penrith twice now because we found a really lovely campsite, which is very quiet. Extremely quiet. There's nothing on site, so you don't get noisy, loud, you know, I love families, but I don't like to go places where they've got a clubhouse or anything like that because it's just too much for me. I want peace and quiet and tranquility where there isn't anybody around. So we've been a few places now. We're off to Wales in a couple of weeks as well. One of our neighbours up here at the caravan, at Static, he goes to Shell Island regularly with his family. They're a lovely couple. They've got a big family and they all get together every year and go to Shell Island. So we're just hanging on for the school holidays to finish before we go because it's very busy there at the moment. And then we're just going to go on to Shell Island for maybe a few days and see where else it takes us. So we do spend a lot of time near to where Andy's located work-wise, just out and about in a camper van. I work from there with my internet, my mobile router and everything. And yeah, it's all good. So it's a massive life change. It's tiring. It's you're always on the go. You're always moving around. But I just wanted to come on here really just to say to you, know, I'm going to try and get into a proper routine, a better routine where I'm doing more baking, well, not so much baking, maybe not, but cooking and crafting and taking you on our adventures as well. I would like to take you on our adventures with our camper van and show you where we're going. We're not going to Europe yet because with 2 dogs it's not practical for us at the moment, and one of my dogs, George, he's showing signs of struggling now physically with his back and his hips, and he doesn't, although he wants to be with us in the camper van and he wants to go for all these hikes and everything that we're doing, we don't take him too far. Bertie, his brother, he can go for miles, but George really can't now. He's struggling. So we're going to just stay here in England while we think, you know, he may need a vet. I know there's lots of vets in Europe, and Europe is easier for us for going to Ayres in a camper van. It's set up better for us. but you know, you've got the Schengen area rules, haven't you? The 90 out of every 180. So we've got that to consider as well. And I want to travel up north as far as I can in our camper van, and I do want to go south as well. I want to go to Morocco and places like that. Lots of different places we want to have adventures in, but for now, just while the dogs, while we've got the dogs, we're not going to go too far. We're going to stay in the UK, but it means that we can travel and just be on the road all the time, really. Just come back here when, you know, I want to catch up with some washing and just have a few days relaxing and, you know, do some bits around what feels more like a house, what feels more like a home. And it gives the dogs a rest as well when we come back for a couple of days here and there. So lots of my filming will probably be when I'm here at the Static for videoing. So I just wanted to do a quick update with you. I do hope you're all well. Yes, I genuinely have missed you. I've genuinely missed doing YouTube recordings for you, videos for you. And I know that it's been a while, hasn't it? I think it's been March, hasn't it? April, May, June, July. It's been about 4 or 5 months, I think, since I spoke to you last time. I know we when we did move, I was like, I need to do some YouTube videos. I really need to start recording again. And I've just been in such a rubbish place that I wasn't really able to sort of think about what I could do to bring to you guys, you know. And it's been hard to come back, I will admit. As much as I've missed YouTube and as much as I've wanted to do it, I've because it's been a while. I was there were some days when I just didn't feel strong enough, and I thought, no, I can't do this. It's been such a long time. I don't think I can do it. So I've had to wait till I've started feeling strong enough to start doing YouTube again, and hopefully getting a really good routine so that we can do more videos together, and you can come along on our trips and go around places, because it is brilliant living in a camper van. It is brilliant living on the road, and I know it's not for everybody, but having a base as well, I feel like with this Static, I feel like I've got the best of both worlds without having the rubbish of bricks and mortar. When you, I don't know, I've noticed as well, a lot of other people that live in camper vans like we do say the same as I've been saying for years now. We're just living to pay bills, and I'm sick of working my backside to the bone, working my finger to the bone to pay for gas and electricity, to pay for the mortgage, to pay for the council tax, to pay for the water rates. All these bills that are just going up and up and up and up and up, and we're just getting poorer and poorer and poorer. I mean, I've just had a notification this morning that I've got a pay rise. It's 46p. 46p pay rise. And I'm like, that's a pay cut. The price of stuff has gone up so much. And I know everybody's in the same boat. It's despicable. And the sooner I get made redundant, as far as I'm concerned, the better, because it's just getting worse at my place of work. I'm lucky I don't have to go in the office very often, because I don't think I'd still be working there if I did. It's just ridiculous now. 46p. 46p. Anyway, it's better than some people who are losing their jobs left, right and centre, I suppose, isn't it? Who were struggling to make ends meet. So yeah, we decided no more council tax rubbish and water rates and having to deal with totalitarian regimes. You know, I mean, the old house, I had a fight after fight after fight with the utility companies. I mean, they're just ripping everybody off. I was talking to somebody the other day who said that, you know, they've constantly been contacting the utility companies about the gas and the electric, and they're like, no, you're paying the right amount. No, you're paying the right amount. And they say, are you sure? Yeah, everything's all on track. You're on track. And now they've slammed them with a £4,000 bill. And it's exactly what they did to me about 3 years ago. It was like, oh, you suddenly always like £4,000. £4,000 seems to be the magic number. And it's like, no, I don't. So I found they were taking like £750 out of my account. They did it for 2 months. And I contacted them, and it was just fight after fight after fight. I cancelled my direct debit, and I started just giving them meter readings every month and saying, you're not doing this to me anymore. You're not doing this. They tried to bully me. I was getting emails every day. Every other day I was getting letters every week. They were trying to ring me. I had to block the number. It was just shocking the way they're treating people these days. And it's not just British Gas. It's all the other utility companies as well. The last water rates bill I got before I moved out of that house was absolute extortion. How much it had gone up was disgusting. Because luckily I wasn't on a water meter there. I refused. I wouldn't allow them to come on the property. They were trying to get everybody on water meters, and I'm like, no. Gas and electric were trying to do the same with the smart meters, and I'm like, no, not a chance. And I think that's why they were this. Oh, suddenly I all of a sudden, oh, £4,000. You know, it was really, really rough. So we both decided, that's it. We're not playing this game anymore that the government have put on everybody to make them poorer and poorer and poorer. You're just working harder, working longer hours, and you've got less to show for it. And it's just not right, is it? And I found other van lifers have said the same. You know, one of the main reasons for them choosing a life away from bricks and mortar was because of what we've experienced as well. So we've said, enough's enough, not doing it anymore. We are going to sell our car. We have still got a car as well as the camper van. So we are going to probably either sell the car or trade it in for a works van for Andy, because he currently rents a van for work, and we would like to get him a works van so he just owns his own, make it easier. And then we can just go away constantly, and he can just go from wherever in his own van. Then wherever we are, he can just go to work from there. Obviously we don't want to go too far from his depot, because we don't want him having to do too much driving. But now he's only doing like 4 days a week. It's not too bad. It's not too bad if he's a bit further to drive. He doesn't mind it, because he does enjoy driving. So we've got a lot of freedom. We will have more freedom once I've retired or redundant, whichever comes first. And it'll make life a lot easier. I'm trying to sort everything out so that we can go away further afield a lot more. And Andy's hoping that he could just do like 3 weeks at work and 2 weeks off, 3 weeks at work and 2 weeks off, because our lifestyle is a lot cheaper now. You know, yes, we do have site fees here, obviously. A lot of maintenance goes into these sites, and it's clean, it's beautiful, it's very well kept, it's very quiet where we live. Well, not where we live, but where we holiday. This is our base, isn't it? And so we do have the site fees, which is okay, but also because I'm not here a lot of the time, I can actually rent it out as a holiday home if I need to, which would then free Andy up for not having to work as much either, especially when I've retired. We'll probably let this out as a holiday home, like the Airbnb type thing, and that can pay a wage, can't it? That's hoping what we're going to be doing in the future. I'm not quite ready to take that on just yet, because this year's been a massive roller coaster for us, and it's been exhausting. It really has been exhausting. But I'm looking forward to taking you on our journey, on our adventures, and just being back in touch with you all again. I've really missed you. I feel like there's been a bit of a hole in a void there, you know, that's needed filling, and yeah, it has been YouTube. I've missed it incredibly. So I'm gonna be making a vegetarian soup later, because, well, it's a vegan soup, I think, because we're fasting at the moment for the Dormition of Theotokos. So we can't eat fish, dairy, meat, eggs, anything like that at the moment. So I'm going to be putting together like a kind of soupy vegetable thing later. So I'll probably film that and share that with you. I know I've done a few in the past, haven't I? So we will see how that goes. And I'll probably do one of my artisan loaves, which I've already videoed in the past, so I'll try and link that if you haven't seen that one. And yeah, I'll do that and get that video out as a separate video for you, because I think this has gone on long enough. So I'll speak to you again very soon. See you in a bit, guys.